and welcome to Rebound, where today's 6 contestants will need razor-sharp knowledge and steely nerve as they battle it out for the chance to win thousands of pounds. They'll be hoping to beat each other, but they'll also have to beat this, the rebound bar. Our players need to answer correctly to rebound the bar back at their opponents to put them out of the game. Let's see who